I traveled the world from 2018 to 2024, and I loved every minute of it. But even while I was having the time of my life, I could feel that something was missing. Travel taught me so much about myself, about people, about the kind of life I thought I wanted. But eventually I realized something important. Travel was adventure, and adventure led me closer to the answer I was searching for. But it wasn't the answer itself. When I was traveling, my mind was always moving. The constant question was, where to next? How long will I stay here? What's the next move? At first, that feeling was exciting. Movement felt productive. Motion felt like progress. But over time, what's next stopped being exciting and started feeling like a chore. Even sitting still for a short time made me restless. Not because I wanted to leave, but because I felt like I should. One day, a simple thought came to me. What if I stopped moving? I was exhausted, not from traveling, but from constantly thinking about logistics and exits, about the next step. So I started staying longer. Weeks turned into months. And somewhere in that slowing down, I realized I was ready to stop. It wasn't dramatic. It was a quiet inner voice that said, "It's okay if you stop. You didn't fail." I've always been someone who moved a lot. Even before travel, I never stayed anywhere very long. I thought boredom meant I had to keep going. But this time, I listened, and I stayed. I thought about the one place I always wanted to return to. The only place I never felt bored of. I already knew how it felt in my body, so I went back. Staying didn't mean settling. It meant choosing depth over options, repetition over novelty, responsibility over freedom as escape. Instead of constantly moving, I wanted to learn one place deeply, to plant roots, to see what freedom might look like if I stopped running toward it. I had always worried I'd feel trapped if I stayed too long. But what if sitting still was a thing I had never actually tried? By choosing to sit still, I learned a different way of living. Things travel doesn't teach you. How to be still without the stress of needing to leave. How days find their own rhythm. How to belong to a place, even as an outsider who lives here. How to make 5-year plans instead of 5-day plans. How to know local shops, people, and routines. What stability actually feels like. At first, the idea of staying put gave me anxiety. Would I be bored? Would life feel too quiet? What would I do without constant novelty? But after living here for almost 2 years, I can honestly say I am never bored. I don't need an escape from life anymore. I'm not looking for an out. I can discover myself from my front porch, watching the same hummingbird visit my flowers at the same time every day reminds me this life is in rhythm with nature. It's okay to sit still. It's okay not to be afraid of it. I used to define success by my job, then by my travels. Now success looks like presence. Maybe transplanting tomato plants. Maybe doing nothing at all. It's not about chasing the next destination anymore. It's about seeing others do that and feeling genuinely content staying right here. No hurry, no fear of missing out. This is a different kind of freedom, being comfortable enough to sit still without envy or comparison. This is my thing. When I started traveling, it was about adventure. Over time, I realized the real adventure was internal. It sounds cheesy, but sometimes you have to go all the way around the world to realize the place you stopped might be the one. There's no right answer for everyone. I still believe people should chase the dream they can't stop thinking about. But for the first time in my life, I stopped asking, what's next? And instead, I'm here.